Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Meghan Markle wore this look to an event a couple of weeks ago. I fell in love. I was like, damn, she looks great. I want to look this radiant and happy. So I faked as much of it as I could with makeup. It's a little hard because, you know, she's happy, she's leaving the monarchy. I'm stuck at home because of coronavirus quarantine, so not really matching on moods, you know, but I try to do as much as I could with makeup. So if you want to see how I got this look, please keep on watching. So I went and I tried to do my hair like Meghan Markle, but it doesn't look as nice because some of us aren't that pretty. If I was wearing this look myself, I might add like a hairband here or something just to accessorize it up a bit, but you know, I'm not a classic beauty like Meghan Markle, so I'm a little extra, so I'm not gonna do that today, although it is very tempting. So step one, I'm gonna start with the brows. I'm just gonna follow the natural shape of my brows, but I'm not gonna make them too thick because Meghan's aren't. I'm not really overfilling the brows at any point. I want to make mine look thinner than they are, just so they look a little more similar to hers. So I apply a little product and I keep blending it out. She does not have those Instagrammy brows, so I am making sure mine don't look like that. A little more definition here in the front, and then I would say they look more or less similar. So that's how far we're gonna get with the eyebrow pencil. I'm gonna pull out a little bit of eyebrow gel just to give my brow hairs a little bit of shape because they are unruly and crazy. Again, I'm not gonna like fluff it up too much because I want my brows to look kind of thin and neat. Alright, now that the brow cleaning is done, I'm going to go through a pretty extensive routine of covering it up with concealer. I'm going to use a pretty high coverage concealer. This is the Tarte Shape Tape. So what I do is I just put a little bit of concealer right under the brow. That's not a little bit, but you know, like you get it, you get it. Then I use like kind of like a flat shading brush like this. This one is by ColourPop, but I've also used like brushes I got from the art store for this, just so they're really flat and lay against the skin. Now, depending on what your brow situation is like, you might not have to do the top. I normally don't, but like I said, crazy brow situation, and I'm trying to be Meghan Markle here, okay? This is not alright. I'm also going to kind of come in a little shorter here. And what that will do is it makes my brows look thinner and shorter, which hers are compared to mine. So it's a nice starting point. You see this brow compared to this brow? The last step is to blend that in before the concealer sets. So when I blend, I do a little back and forth so that really crisp line disappears. Just repeat the same thing on the other side. Blend that concealer out. Okay, again, before and after, huge difference in how thick the brows look. Gonna dab a little bit more just right on my eye as I get ready for eye makeup. Once that concealer is blended out, I'm just going to use a little loose powder to set it in. That's going to make it easier for me to blend the eyeshadow later. Next step, I'm going to use an eye pencil. You can use literally any one, but for these smoky smudgy looks, I like to use the Laura Mercier Eye Caviar pencil in Tuxedo. This thing will set fast, so I just take a clean brush with nothing on it and blend that black pencil up so that when I open my eyes, it's nice and smudged. Add more as necessary. And then I'm gonna use one kind of medium warm brown color. I'm actually using this one from the Huda Beauty Nudes palette. I think I have the light nude Obsessions. Just pick it up, and that's something to blend the black into your skin, kind of like a middle tone. So this is going to be kind of like our transition color, and you don't want that to be something too dark, and you also don't want that color to be visible when your eyes are open, like right now. You can only see the black and the little bit of blending. Through my open eyes, you just see my skin color. Then I'm going to put it in the waterline as well. Bring it in all the way, because that's what they do with her. And then start blending that out. And you can see it gives a really nice smoky definition to the eye. Pick up the tiniest bit of that same transition color and just round the look off so there's no harsh edges. Now it is up to you how much of the black you want to use. You can literally use as little or as much as you would like, but it's very important that when your eyes are open, in this area above your crease, there's just like skin color, like nothing else there, because that's how her look is. I'm gonna use the same brush I used to put that loose powder on earlier and just kind of blend everything in together. I smudged a little bit of the black here at the side of my nose, but that's okay, just using the brush I used to apply the concealer with earlier and going right over it. I'm gonna go in with mascara. I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Lash Brag mascara. One of my current favorites actually. I really like it, and you will see why in just one second. So Meghan Markle is actually not wearing false eyelashes in this look, and I don't think I've ever seen her wear false eyelashes. Even in like her wedding makeup look, she was not wearing false eyelashes. So you need a really good mascara to power through this one. Gonna repeat it on the other eye. Okay, now I'm just gonna use this liquid liner by Anastasia Beverly Hills. Okay, so that's actually the eyes done. I mean, when I finish the rest of the face, I might add a little bit of highlight just to really open them up, but that's the bulk of it. I'm gonna move on to foundation. For foundation, I want something very radiant. I want to try this Makeup Forever Reboot foundation. Before I do that though, I'm gonna use these Dr. Dennis Gross Alpha Beta exfoliating wipes. They're like a two-step thing. These are really good. My lips are cracking, so I'm just gonna put this Thrive lip gloss on. Gonna add a little bit of this Anastasia Beverly Hills hydrating oil as well, just because this one is like super rich and it really makes the skin like really radiant, and that's what we want. I want to look like I just left the British monarchy, you know? And I like to start applying with this tiny brush because it gives me control over how I use the product, and I don't end up applying like too much product in one place. And then when I'm done kind of allocating the foundation where I want it, I use like a fluffy brush to blend it in. just gonna blend that into the side of my nose as well, and just bring it into where like my eyebrow concealer was, so there's no spot on my face that I didn't, you know, cover. So I applied this foundation to give me like a light medium coverage. Because I've been taking Accutane, my skin is a lot better. I really take my time blending this in. This is one of my favorite brushes to blend foundation in with. This is the Thrive Cosmetics blush brush. I've spoken about this before on my Instagram, where, by the way, you should follow me. It's Sahur's Art. I have this Hourglass stick foundation in the shade Golden Almond. Just gonna put that right on the cheekbone area like that and blend up. She has a pretty intense like bronzer situation going on her cheek, not so much on the rest of her face, but I'm just gonna use whatever is left on the brush and drag that to my temple and my jawline just so it looks more coherent on my face. So I went ahead, I did my foundation and I did my contour. I've not done my concealer yet, and the reason I'm leaving it to last is it kind of helps me place it better. You know, I can compare my face to the picture. I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape. Nobody is surprised. So you can see I strategically placed that concealer really close to like my nose. I just put it right on the eye bag area. I don't touch anything else. And it was like the tiniest little dot of concealer and made a pretty big difference. Whatever is left on the brush, I just put it right under that contour because hers is sharper than I normally wear mine, and it's also higher. Let's push it up. Finishing touches, I'm gonna use a little bit of this Hourglass powder, and so she has this kind of radiance and luminance to her face, and if I set my face with powder, that will disappear, which is why I'm not gonna set the whole thing with powder. I'm just gonna do right under like this eye area. Look up. I'm getting right under there. It's almost like you were blending eyeshadow in the lower lash line. No, it's just like right under the eye socket. And if you have like a line under your eye from hollowness like I do, you can just sweep it over it gently, but do not come into this cheek area where that kind of luminance that we put in before is. The bronzer she's using is very, very orange, and it's kind of like almost sparkly. I'm gonna use this Too Faced Chocolate Gold Soleil bronzer. This is one of my favorite bronzers. It's actually a radiant bronzer. I know those are controversial in the makeup community. We hate them, sometimes we love them. I think for this look, it's good. I'm gonna use this kind of fluffy brush. I'm gonna stay right at the top of my cheekbone. And that's gonna make my cheekbone look higher like hers does. Not all of us are gifted. Some of us can fake it. Then I'm gonna use a denser brush to do the same thing, but I'm not gonna bring it in all the way. I'm gonna stop like maybe when I reach the center of my eye. So when I'm done with the makeup, I'm gonna take a picture in like a flash setting like she did, and then we can compare to see how it looks. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light Wand. The color I have here is called Spotlight, and because I didn't set the whole face with powder, this will be good. If you do set your face with powder using this on top, might not. So one, just put like a little squeegees. A little goes a long way, and blend it out immediately. And repeat on the other side. So her highlight connects really nicely to the outer corner of her eye. That's just because the shape of her face, my face doesn't do that because I have this like hollow sac. So I'm trying to apply some highlight right on top of it so it kind of creates the illusion that I have young and youthful cheeks. Apply a little bit of that right in the inner corner, just like a tiny bit to open the eye up. I'm gonna use this Nude Sticks Sunset Strip on my cheeks, just as a little blush. Shake things up. Actually, I'm gonna use it on my finger, then on my cheeks. That way my foundation doesn't move around. Okay, honestly, that's pretty much the entire look. Now my job is to go through a lot of lipsticks and find something that looks remotely similar to the one that she's wearing. So here's the look. Here's my face. Here's Meghan Markle's face. I'm quite happy with the shade of blue. I feel like it's very, very close. I like that the face looks really, really radiant. I think when I turn these lights down, I'm gonna show you in flash a little bit. It'll look even nicer. I also like that this look doesn't require any false eyelashes. So it's just easier for everyone to do, especially if you're running low on time. And another thing, now that I'm looking at the picture, I think she might be using like a dark brown eye pencil instead of like the black one that I used. So if you're a little intimidated when it comes to using black on the eyes, you could try that. But I like this look. I feel like it's very me. Alright you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it useful. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you did. You can also turn on notifications for my YouTube. I don't post as often as I should, so you probably want to be notified the 4 times a year that I do post a video. You can also follow me on my Instagram, which is this. I use TikTok sometimes. I'm mostly on Instagram. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.